Highlights.
The gospel is the solution every generation needs. It's as fresh and as powerful as it was in the early church. You are a full-time minister. The entirety of your life is about ministry. You are an outpost of heaven, causing things to be on earth as it is in heaven. You use resources that God gave you to spread the gospel of Christ, and God would like you to be full of the gospel of Christ and spread it. The cross depicts cancellation of sins. It's a signature endorsing your victory. God appointed you to be an ambassador of Christ who bears and spreads the message of the cross. He entrusted you to be a receiver, carrier, and transmitter of the message of the cross. You get catapulted to many years ahead. The gospel of Christ is for everyone. You are at your best in it. It's the power of God to change your situation. As you water others with it, you also get watered. As you sharpen others with it, you get sharpened. The sharper the axe, the easier it cuts. This depicts the necessity of interdependence. With God, you are a team with a lot of influence stretching to the ends of the earth. The gospel of Christ is at the heart of God. It's for all people. It's the grace for you to walk supernaturally. The condition that you have to meet for this to occur is to simply believe. The gospel of Christ is simple. It's you who complicate it when you agree with Satan and his cronies. Jesus finished the work, but lots of believers are still trying to work the finished work. A lot of believers are slaves of the law. They hassle with it, hence they are in condemnation. Poisonous thought also come from the pulpit. The gospel of Christ is an antidote to poisonous thinking. It is the ultimate reality that sets the captives free. You have to meditate on the gospel of Christ and speak it in order to release power into circumstances. Hence, you experience effortless change. You have to make declarations your lifestyle. They are a way of focusing on Jesus Christ. You use your mouth to change situations. It's the higher way of God. Royal confessions are affirmations that you are royalty. They are means to renew your mind. The anointing of ease will be released as you use them. You are under an open heaven. You are catapulted to many years ahead. You will soon be who you are supposed to be. You are under the anointing. It accelerates you even if you are a late comer. It's the means to become fruitful and multiply. Royal confessions. My life is sold out to Jesus. I'm so impacted by the gospel of Christ. Everyone associated with me is getting deeply impacted by the gospel of Christ. The gospel of Christ is written all over me, and I spread it to all. I speak and hear about the significance of the cross. I become more aware that the cross is about cancellation of sin and diseases. I appreciate the cross. It's a declaration of the cancellation of every scheme of Satan against me. God appointed me to be an ambassador of Christ. His abounding grace has availed the gospel of Christ to me. God has entrusted me to receive, carry, and transmit the gospel of Christ. As I receive the gospel of Christ, I'm catapulted to many years ahead of where I used to be. I accept and appreciate the gospel of Christ. It's meant for all kinds of people. Everyone fits into it, and it fits into everyone. It's a one-size-fits-all. I'm at my best in the gospel of Christ. It's at its best in me. Its power changes me to match the standard it proclaims. I allow myself to be bombarded by the gospel of Christ. The gospel of Christ adjusts my life to its dimensions. As I water others with the gospel of Christ, I also get watered. As I sharpen others with the gospel of Christ, I also get sharpened. My axe is sharper and it cuts easily. I embrace the gospel of Christ because it is at the heart of God. It's the abounding grace for me to walk in the supernatural. I experience the manifestation of every benefit of the cross. In all areas of my life, I believe the gospel of Christ and receive its benefits. I do not complicate the gospel of Christ. Jesus finished the work. I don't work the finished work. I don't allow poisonous thoughts to take root in my mind. I allow the gospel of Christ to take root in my mind. It is the antidote to poisonous thinking. I don't subscribe to incorrect teachings. I only subscribe to the gospel. The gospel of Christ is the ultimate reality setting the captives free. I meditate on the gospel of Christ. I speak it to release its power in my life. I experience effortless change. I use my mouth to change my situations. It's the higher way of God. Declarations are my royal confessions. They are my decrees that I'm royalty because of Christ. They are a way of renewing my mind. They are scripture based. Their ultimate realities manifest in my life. The anointing of ease is released in my life. I'm under an open heaven. God catapults me to many years ahead. There's an anointing of ease upon my life to become who God created me to be. I experience the anointing of the late comer. I'm accelerated to be fruitful and multiply.